How you doing, guys? My name's Danny Wilson. Welcome to Boxing Science. If you're not a subscriber yet, please hit the subscribe button. If you like our content, please click the like button. Now, this is a video of our top 5 tips on how you should train over Christmas to make sure that you're doing damage limitation and training in the right way so you're starting the new year in the optimal shape possible. Now, over Christmas, you might have access to the gym or you might not. If you do have access to the gym, my first tip would be to try and up the volume. The training intensity is going to be a little bit lower if you haven't got access to your strength and conditioning coach or training within groups. You don't want to be trying to do 1 rep maxes or going too heavy. So what I'm going to give my athletes over Christmas is cluster training to make sure that the volume's pretty high, but not too high where they're getting slow twitch muscle fibers, they're lifting weights slow, or they're putting on hypertrophy. So I'll try and increase their strength training loads by adding some cluster training. So this is where you do a series of reps, maybe 3 or 4 reps, have 20 seconds off, and then return to the same weight load and perform another 3 to 4 reps. This is a great way to top up the volume but keep up the intensity at the same time. Tip number 2, if you don't have access to the gym, try out one of our bodyweight circuits. This one that I'm going to show you is great and is very time effective too. This is included in our Boxing Science membership on our weekly workouts. Number 3, let's say if you're having a bit of a deload in training, you're sitting about, you're watching your TV box sets, just make sure that you're doing a lot of mobility work. A lot of times when people have had time off training, sitting down and relaxing, they haven't been doing their mobility work, they come in with tight hips, tight shoulders, and the initial stages of camp, they're getting a little bit of niggly pains, and they're not ready to hit the big lifts as soon as they get back into training. So make sure that if you're going to do anything, make sure that you do a lot of mobility work. If you can do 5 different exercises, this will only take 10 minutes to do per day, which is not a lot to ask for over Christmas. In terms of conditioning, if you've gone a little bit overboard on the Christmas buffet or the turkey, or you've been having a few Christmas puddings, we don't want you to be running at high intensities. This is where if you've got a little bit of indifferent running technique and you've got tightness in your hips and your knees, this is where you can start compensating, start to kind of increase that loading going through your tendons, your ligaments and your joints. So this is something that we don't want to do. We don't want to start off the new year injured or in pain. We want to be hitting the ground running. So if you're doing any kind of running intervals and you put on a little bit of weight, make sure that you go for longer intervals. So between 4 and 8 minute intervals 8 minutes is going to be pretty horrible. Make sure you have a lot of rest between your Christmas meal and doing one of them runs. Alternatively, try out like doing some bodyweight circuits like I mentioned. Do stuff off feet, like using a watt bike, using a prowler, doing some battle ropes, something like that. Something that isn't going to increase that load going through your joints, your tendons and ligaments. Tip 4, make sure that you're doing a lot of core training. So we're talking about mobility a little bit earlier on. Another thing that's going to be kind of deloaded is your core strength. So if you're doing like big heavy lifts and then you have 2 or 3 weeks off, that loading going through your core will be reduced over this time period. So just make sure that you're keeping your core nice and strong, and this will help you perform the big lifts when you return back to training. So our 5th and final tip isn't particularly to do with training or lifting or running. It's more to do with your own reflection. Start reflecting on what you've done this year, what's been successful, what are your areas for improvement, and also set some goals for the year coming up. If you need help with this, we've got a range of products and services that can help you. We've got a Boxing Science membership, which is just £8.99 a month. We've got a Train Like a Champion membership, £19.99 a month. Also, we've got our brand new Champ Pack deal where you can access Train Like a Champion membership for 6 months for just £80. Plus, you get a free t-shirt and you get some mini bands too. This is just for a limited time only. Click the link in the description below if you want to know more details. Thanks guys, have a great Christmas. Thanks for your support this year. This YouTube channel has just blown up over the last few months, and it's all down to you guys liking, subscribing and sharing the word about boxing science. We're going to keep working hard and keep trying to deliver to you, to give you the best possible content, to take our training methods, our knowledge and experience, put it into your coaching environment, take your coaching training to the next level. Cheers guys, see you next year.